Wes had used everything. He started out drinking beer and smoking weed, and it went from that to cocaine. He was taking Oxycontin at one time, different kind of nerve pills. There was a progression with his drug use, but it was very quick though. From the time I noticed that he was doing drugs when he was 13, it just seemed like it was on a downhill spiral. There was a point in time where he quit for a while when he was 17 after he got back from rehab. And in that time period, I didn't have to worry so much, was I going to get that phone call? Was something going to happen to Wes? But after he was off of probation, he didn't just backslide, he just went downhill fast. It was less than 4 months after he was off of probation that he was dead. It started with a phone call about 10:45. My youngest son brought me the phone and he said, "Mom, it's New Boston Police Department." So I automatically knew the call was about Wes. I had assumed he had been arrested again. Thought I was going to hear his voice saying, "Mother, I didn't do anything wrong, come and get me out of jail." And I was angry. I was going to just hang up the phone on him. Wasn't even going to answer. I was going to, finally decided I would pick it up and I would say, "I'm not helping you this time." But it wasn't Wes. And I never got to hear his voice again. The police captain told me that my son was in a terrible accident. He was being taken to the hospital. He was critical, and I needed to get there right away. I saw him. They were bringing him on a stretcher to take him to the helicopter to life flight my son. And they stopped for just a minute for me to see him. And he looked so normal. He looked like nothing was wrong and he was sleeping. And I honestly tried to let myself believe that he was going to open his eyes and he was going to laugh at me, that he had really pulled the big one on me. He just looked so normal. Despite the ventilator and the machines and all that, all the things sticking on him, he just looked like he was at peace, laying there asleep. I watched my son for 36 hours on a ventilator and life support before he died. And I think the whole time God was trying to tell me something and God was trying to set something into motion for me. And as hard as it was to sit there with him and to see him like that, I convinced myself there was a reason, there was a bigger purpose for this. I guess it was the only thing I could do to keep my sanity. But then it ended up being true. That was what I was supposed to do. My message to young people is just don't mess with drugs. Don't even try them. You might think you're having fun. You might think you're invincible, but you're not. If it could happen to him, it could happen to you.